Previously on the Rod Pedersen Show.
It's going to happen. I don't throw this stuff out willy-nilly. When are you going to realize that? And I'm getting annoyed. Like, for instance, Jeff, the Stamps fan, he's being very nice. He says, okay, Rod, with all due respect, what's your end game regarding the Stamps sales story? You must have one, because to me it seems you're backing yourself into a corner more and more, and I know you're too smart to do that. That is what has me intrigued with all this. I'm not backing myself into jack squat. I'm reporting a story that's true, that nobody in the media in Calgary knows about. But because I'm not connected to the Saskatchewan Roughriders anymore and I don't answer to anybody, you wouldn't believe the scoops that I'm getting on a daily basis. I pick and choose what I'm going to report. And when these two guys, of which you know who they are, I just can't name them, give me this information, they're giving it to me to report. Like years ago, I never really understood why certain guys would call me with information. I thought they were just calling to talk. And then I'm like, oh, they want me to put this out. Okay, I can do that. That was years ago, and now I realize it. I put my balls on the table with the Ken Holland story that was going to be the GM of the Edmonton Oilers. The Oilers are still mad at me 3 to 4 years later that I broke that story. I just got a call not that long ago. Oilers still mad at you. I'm like, I don't care. What am I supposed to do? Not report what I know? Screw them. I was right. Like, I'm okay if I'm wrong. People still talk about that. Claude Taillefer in Montreal. Rod, F him. I know, right? Chris Bird in Toronto says, Rod, you're all class. Is he being sarcastic?
Get ready for the Rod Pedersen Show. Right now.
Realizing I watched a lot of television with the youngsters back in the day.
How about that?
I'll say it again. That cab driver in Bucharrios, Mexico, when he said, Señor, you're español, mucho bueno. Why is that? I said, Dora the Explorer. That's why I learned so much Spanish.
I got to brush up on my Spanish, though.
Yes, you do. ¿Cómo estás? Uno más, por favor.
This is the Rod Pedersen Show.
Buenos dias, muchachos. Nice one. Who called that up?
I know, right? It's the guys in the back. That'd be Jordan.
All right. Nice work, Director Jordan.
Yeah, that'd be Jordan.
Welcome to a hump day episode of the RP Show, coming at you live out of the bunker here. Out of the bunker. It is episode number 552. RP here, Moose DuPont there. I'm pretty in pink today, and you look like you're conducting business.
Yeah.
The usual day.
The usual day.
Did you get a haircut?
No, I didn't.
There's something different about you.
Is there?
Have you lost weight, or are you wearing bigger clothes?
Yeah, I'm on the. I've been digging into my TB12 book, and
oh, good for you.
Yeah, it's some really good stuff in there. So
that's the Tom Brady's life plan.
Yeah.
Hey, all cool. Let us know where you're watching the program from today. We're live on Game Plus Television across North America, but we're also streaming on Facebook and YouTube. And this dude just wrote in, you caught me. Brandon Lewis watching in Texas. And said, watching from my post, watching illegals entering the USA. Okay, he's a border guard. I got you. Brandon, if you wouldn't mind, this reminds me of when I walked up to the podium to give an address at some hall. And I'm like, why don't you tell me what you want me to talk about? I could stand up here and give a speech for the next hour, but I don't want to miss the mark. Brandon, if you're watching illegals entering the United States of America, what would you like us to talk about? He seems like a new viewer, too.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Coming up on the program today, this was my call. I wanted to get Jim Lawson on, the CEO of Woodbine Entertainment, because I love that man. Former chairman of the CFL's Board of Governors, former Montreal Canadiens hockey-playing prospect, Jim Lawson. Stud. What was that Instagram video? Dog. Yes. Jim Lawson. Dog. He's coming up in hour one to preview the Queen's Plate running on Sunday at Woodbine in Toronto. Coming up in hour two, TSN's Rod Black. Dog! He's calling the World Women's Hockey Championship game today in Calgary, so that's going to be good. I'm feeling it today. How about you?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Brandon Lewis, watching in Texas, says CFL. I love the CFL. Or Big 12 conference issues. Perfect. Let's hit the quick six show topics, please, Director Jordan, if you don't mind. Since he's off to such a solid start. The warm-up, by the way, is brought to you by eCold Electric. Come check out our new Regina Data and Lighting Center, eCold Electric. Let's get to work. Right on cue, Brandon Lewis in Texas called it. I got a couple of CFL things in my first post. Bo Levi Mitchell, he was near the end of hour one, the pride of Katy, Texas, or him and Andy Dalton. You pick which one's more popular. Bo gone with a broken leg to the 6-game injured list with the Calgary Stampeders. What I have written down here, are the Stamps done? I'm sorry to say I think they are. And this week, if you're picking games, I think you're going to take the Montreal Alouettes to win at Calgary. Let me say this. The Calgary Stampeders couldn't win with Bo Levi Mitchell at quarterback. You going to tell me they're going to win without Bo Levi Mitchell at quarterback? And I'm seeing the coverage coming out of Calgary that, oh, Michael O'Connor, he's awesome. He's going to be great. Hey, the guy's been in the league long enough. His time with the Argos, clearly he knows the Canadian game. He's not Bo Levi Mitchell. They might not win a game without Bo Levi Mitchell over the next stretch. So are the Calgary Stampeders done? I'm sorry. I think they're done. It's a 14-game season. They already were having a bad start at 0-2. How are they supposed to come out of this? And I'm sorry for the people in Calgary that don't like to hear that, but that is my take on that. And I'm going to come back around on the Stamps sale in a moment and the BC Lions sale too. But your thoughts on, are the Stamps done without Bo Levi Mitchell?
Boy. Yeah, I mean, I've become a Vernon Adams fan, so I'm taking Montreal this week without Bo. I'm also a Michael O'Connor fan. I watched him blossom at UBC after he came up from Penn State, Canadian quarterback. He has that swagger, Michael O'Connor does. So I think if he's comfortable and they protect him, and Dave Dickinson draws up the right game plan where he can get the ball out of his hands quick and have some success. Completions, and he's going to need guys around him to make plays, but if he has a little success, I think he'll be fine. But yeah, they're in trouble. I mean, Michael O'Connor, he's not a rookie, but he might as well be, right? Hasn't really played and gotten the significant playing time. You can't expect to win in this league, especially in a really good division with a rookie quarterback. So I think they're in a lot of trouble. And
might have been a good poll question. Do the Stampeders win a game? Yeah. Without Bo Levi Mitchell, I might have to vote no. Listen, I'm infatuated with Brandon Lewis watching from Texas, watching illegals enter the United States of America.
What a job.
He writes in and says, Willie Jefferson is a friend and former teammate since we were little kids. Willie J. We were just in IG Field on Friday night, and I was showing my friend. I'm like, this guy, number 5 for Winnipeg, he's my dog. Willie Jefferson, Stephen F. Austin. Well, I don't know if that's where you guys were teammates or not, but from Beaumont, Texas is where Willie's from. It just reminds me of the Mark Chestnut song, Blame It on Texas. You know that song? Been having a ball since I was a boy in Beaumont.
That's good. I like the Mark Chestnut reference. Not the Texas song I was thinking about, but.
John Kirby's watching in Edmonton. He says, Edmonton has lost the same amount of games as Calgary, Rod. Yeah, they still have their quarterback. Calgary does not. Okay, a couple of quick things. This is like point 1A, 1B, 1C, because the BC Lions announcing at 12:15 Mountain, I believe is the time. It's shortly after we get off the air today, that the team's been sold. And I didn't expect to spend all this time on the Canadian Football League, but the hell. It is August and we are in Canada. I hope that it's the Vancouver Canucks that have bought the team. I know if I had prodded around with a couple phone calls and text messages, I probably could have found out who the new Lions owners are, but I don't want to spoil the surprise and be that guy. I hope it's the Vancouver Canucks. And I don't know whether you agree with that or not. I can't think of anybody else. I don't have a problem with the big sports conglomerates. I really don't. They've saved teams. When the next pandemic rolls around, that might save the BC Lions in the CFL. But do you have thoughts on the sale of the BC Lions?
Yeah, I'm drawing a blank for names. Unless you're looking at like some celebrity ownership, and Ryan Reynolds is going to come back and own a piece of the team. He owns the soccer team.
That would be cool.
It would be really cool if something like that happened. Outside of that, if there was somebody in there that wanted to go head to head in the marketplace and really passionate, I'd be into it. I think it's a good news day for the BC Lions, no matter who's going to buy the team. I think they're moving forward, so I think this is a good news day for the Lions. But yeah, my guess would be the Canucks as well.
From the Puck and Pigskin podcast in Red Deer, Alberta, writes in, says, on the Fan 960 this morning, Dave Dickinson said, everyone's assuming O'Connor's going to start, but they shouldn't assume that. Who else you got, bruh? They can continue to play and dance around, play these games, whatever. They don't have Bo, okay? The question is, do they win a game without Bo? The answer, I think, is no, and I don't care who you're starting at quarterback. And then the other thing, this Stampeders sales story continues to rear its head, and some XFL, courtesy me, I understand that, but my phone's been going off like crazy, and I did have a guy from Calgary who is in the know. He actually texted me yesterday after the show, and he said, good for you for sticking to your guns on this Calgary Stampeders sales story, because you're right. But the potential buyer does not want to be identified, so I'm just going to leave it there. Stampeders are on the cusp of being sold, and away we go. I'd rather talk about the games. Hey, Craig Campbell watching from the Hockey Hall of Fame in Toronto. He says it's summer. We always need more hockey. Right on cue. Well, actually, my second point is MLSE and the Western Hockey League both requiring vaccinations. Again, Bob's your uncle. We got our shots. We're covered. If I want to go to a Leafs game, I can. You see, the Vegas Raiders, it was in my points yesterday that we never spent any time on. You're going to require proof of vaccination there. Look, the jig is up. The joke's over. I think you should get your shot. Well, yeah, I was just having coffee this morning with a guy. I don't want to say his name, but a very close friend of this show, and we were both anti-COVID, anti-vaccine guys about a year ago, and we basically, we're in the same demographic, middle-aged white men. But this spring we just said, whatever, uncle, we'll get our shot. If that's what it's going to take to go to games and travel and get into America and to get back to normal life, just put it in me. Go do it. History will show the Winnipeg Blue Bombers were ahead of their time. That's why I think Wade Miller smiled at me on the concourse the other night when I was doing loser laps at IG Field in Winnipeg with you. You saw the look on his face.
Oh, yeah.
It was not the disgust I expected. He was beaming ear to ear, and that's because I said he's got huge balls, because he put them on the table and said, if you want to go to a Blue Bomber game this year, you got to be double vaxxed. Were they not the first team to do that? Certainly in this country they were.
I believe so.
And now everybody's following their lead. And meanwhile, we got COVID outbreaks happening in the stadium here, and oh my God. And then in the Western Hockey League, all players and all staff, of which I think we qualify for that, have to be double vaccinated. But I got my card. I got it here somewhere. I can do the games. It's good. What is the holdup? Because you don't trust what's in the vaccine, or because nobody's going to tell me what to do? Actually, they are. He said it. If your name's not DuPont, you don't get to go to the DuPont family reunion.
Yeah, pretty simple.
If you're not vaccinated, you don't get to go to the games.
Right.
Simple.
Yeah.
Hey, okay, Jay Bachhout, one of our guys in Vancouver, dog, P1, writes in and he says, BC Lions to name Amar Dolman the new owner. Who broke that? Good work, whoever broke that story. A Naylor Lalji tag team job. Again. Amar Dolman, the new owner of the British Columbia Lions. Are you doing a quick Google search? You're looking him up?
Yeah.
Looking him up on LinkedIn?
I'm working it up. Futura Corporation, is that the guy?
Futura Industries. Anyways, more on that in a moment. Brandon Lewis, dog, watching from Texas right now. He says, I watched this show with about 20 of us online, and no, I'm not on duty. Last night we took in over 2,000 illegals. COVID is spreading. We just lost another border agent from COVID. It's a mess. If we got vaccinated, would it help? I think it would help. Thanks for watching and with all your guys. See, that's the thing. They're watching the show on YouTube with 20 guys around the computer. What does that count as? It's like TV. It's like being in a sports bar, right?
Yeah, exactly.
The whole bar is watching, but it counts as one television.
That's right.
I got to move on.
Okay.
We'll talk about Amar Doman later. He's the new owner of the BC Lions. And congratulations. Welcome to the CFL. Point 3, National Hockey League Central Division predictor. Yesterday, I gave the Pacific Division correctly, I might add. I think. Today, the Central Division. Yeah. Today, the Central Division. And you guys said, just tease it. Don't go through your full 8 teams, right? I'll just say I got Colorado 1. I've got the Arizona Coyotes 8. And I've got the Winnipeg Jets number 2. We'll fill in the rest later. Yes, the Winnipeg Jets, which are very quickly working their way into my heart. And why not? They're a good hockey team. Fantastic organization. Winnipeg Jets number 2. Take it to the bank. You've got yours, right?
Yeah.
So we'll do that all later.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to do that in a segment for our official betting partner, Come On Canada. NFL notes. Interesting. New England won't name a starting quarterback yet. Why would they if they don't have to? They're still trying to figure out between Cam Newton and Mac Jones, and I wouldn't rush that decision either. It is heating up, though. I'm loving the NFL talk at all positions as we get ready for the weekend, the week 1 kickoff. And I have some exciting news about myself and the National Football League we'll get to later. Hey, Hard Knocks last night, episode 2. I'm glad to see The Athletic with their notification, because I follow the Cowboys coverage there. They said, not as entertaining as episode 1. Right? Hard Knocks on the Dallas Cowboys. I fell asleep last night about 30 to 40 minutes in, covering my team. Hard Knocks. It was boring because for the most part, they just followed around training camp with a camera. I'm like, I've literally covered thousands of these sessions from the sidelines. I don't need to see this again. Get Jerry Jones on my screen. What's Jerry doing? That's interesting to me. There was hardly any Jerry Jones in Hard Knocks episode number 2 last night.
Yeah.
I was fascinated last week that Jerry was pounding Egg McMuffins like it was his job and dosing them with salt because he didn't care because he's 80. That's what I'm here for Hard Knocks. Not following guys around on the field talking about goofy stuff in their summer, because I've seen that a million times. But that's just me. That's why I'm not the biggest Spit and Chicklets fan. Everybody was telling me, you got to listen to Spit and Chicklets. So I did. Love Biznasty, obviously. He's my boy. But I'm like, I could go into any dressing room in North America, any hockey dressing room, and get the exact same stuff. Wouldn't you say?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe that's just because I lived it. It's just not as entertaining to me. We'll come back on all that because we're running out of time here. Well, you have Hard Knocks thoughts. You tell me.
Well, I mean, you're right. It was a lot less riveting than it was in week 1. But the only takeaway I have, because I like more of the stuff away from the field. I like watching the meeting rooms, right? I like seeing that stuff that
I've been in those too.
That we don't get to see the coaches' meetings all the time or the player meetings, and I like that. Mike McCarthy looked better this week. That's the one takeaway I have. He didn't look forced. He looked more like just normal, like he wasn't paying attention to the cameras, and he looked more like a coach. So Mike McCarthy, I think, won some fans back in episode 2.
Not me.
I know, not you.
He's still a bad coach. Just win. You see Amari Cooper talking about records they're going to set on offense with the Cowboys this year. Stop talking. Start playing. And that's my team, the Dallas Cowboys. I'm tired of the talk, man.
I know.
I think we all are. You should be as a Leaf fan.
I know. The last takeaway I had is I'm becoming more of a fan of Ben DiNucci. He had more of a role in this episode.
Danny Bonaducci.
He looks. They're like making fun of him for being the most vanilla-looking quarterback, and then towards the end he put on the hoodie underneath like Dak does.
Yeah,
and he's starting to become a fan favorite.
Yeah, there's some NFL stuff there. Point 5: are the Blue Jays done? The pundits say they are, so they must be. But George Springer going to the 10-day injured list isn't a good thing. But the Jays have lost 4 or 5. Things happen fast in the American League East. Very fast. The Yankees swept the Red Sox in a doubleheader yesterday, and they're 4 up on the Jays for the final wildcard spot. And point 6, the CEBL Awards night goes tonight in Edmonton. Xavier Moon looking to be the league MVP for a 3rd consecutive year. How about that? So we're following the CEBL too. We're going to pause. This has been the warm-up for our friends at Ecol Electric. Come check out our new Regina Data and Lighting Center, Ecol Electric. Let's get to work. The Queen's Plate running Sunday at Woodbine. Their CEO, Jim Lawson, joins us next from the Big Smoke. You're watching the RP Show on the Game Plus television network across all 10 provinces and 31 states. Also live on YouTube and Facebook and 24-hour sports radio for Suds Full Service Car Wash at rodpedersen.com.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Some of the challenges we face with the CT technology that we have today is some of the deficiencies in around integration with some of our other systems. The addition of 2 new 4D simulators within the programming of the Saskatchewan Cancer Agency is going to have significant impact on the care we provide to the people of Saskatchewan.
Don't rack your brain trying to source the equipment and materials you need for your business. Rockstar can operate your entire supply chain, from PO creation to expediting your shipments, all from our office. Leverage the buying power of the Rockstar buying group to not only save money and time, but also the headache. From gloves to glue, we can provide it for you. Find out more at rockstar.com.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
Ultimate Fan Zone. Shop online. ULTIMATEFANZONE.CA. Slick, user-friendly. We built this site for the die-hard sports fans. Jerseys, hats, team apparel, offering officially licensed fan gear from the best lines in sports. Nike, New Era, Adidas, Fanatics. Game day ready to your door. Now, just a click away. ULTIMATEFANZONE.CA. Or check us out on Facebook and Instagram. UFC Downtown Moose Jaw. Home of everything authentic.
Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services, and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right.
Is it time to take your event online? Bring it to IKS Live. We've got a fully customized virtual event platform with remote guest support for your next fundraiser, talk show, conference, performance, and more. IKS Live offers live streaming to Facebook Live and YouTube and pre-recorded capabilities, both in our studio with green screen available and on location with pre-production and post-production services. Visit us at ikslive.ca.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the Rod Pedersen Show today.
Hey, honey, can you get one of the kids to show me how this Twitter thing works? Honey, I need to get on Instagram. Time for more of the Rod Pedersen Show.
It is. Welcome back, everybody. Canada's daytime sports talk show continues, and that's what we love about daytime sports. breaking news. The BC Lions announcing an ownership change. It'll be shortly after we get off the air, about 2 hours from now in Vancouver. We have learned that Amar Dolman is the new owner of the BC Lions. Darren, pull your mic in there for just before we bring on Jim Lawson. You said you got some info on Amar Dolman?
Yeah, I pulled up his LinkedIn page. Not a lot on there, but the 3 top skills that he's been endorsed for on LinkedIn. Number 1, mergers and acquisitions.
Perfect.
Number 2, entrepreneurship.
Why not?
And number 3, strategic planning. So, seems like the guy for the job based on those skills.
As long as he's rich, we're good.
Yeah.
The 162nd Queen's Plate goes on TSN this Sunday. First jewel of the Canadian Triple Crown. The CEO of Woodbine Entertainment Racetrack is Jim Lawson, and he joins us today from the T-Dot, and I really appreciate him finding the time. Hey, doing business today. He's got the tie on. How you doing, Jim?
I'm doing great, Rod. Yeah, the tie on. First time I've had a suit on in 17 months, I just calculated. So
How
there we
about
go.
that?
We have to,
That is a really big day for sure. And listen, I've seen the ads running on TSN for the Queen's Plate, and I'm like, we got to get Jim on to talk about this. Let's talk about all of it. You're not going to have a full house come Sunday, but you're going to run the race. What are we going to see when we watch on Sunday?
well, we're on CTV and TSN starting at 4:30 Eastern on Sunday. It's going to be a great program and great experience for people here. All of the traditions that we're used to, the royal traditions, the Lieutenant Governor of Ontario will be here. Penny Alexiak is the ambassador for the Queen's Plate this year. So for the first time, we're going to have a person being Penny announcing riders up before the race. Jim Cuddy's going to play just before the plate. And it'll be a great day all around. So we're excited. A lot less people this year because of the COVID restrictions, but I'm really looking forward to it. And I think we'll have about 7,000 people here, but that's 7,000 more than last year. So I'm excited.
Yeah, no kidding. But you're back in your regular time slot, right? You were delayed into September last year. So how does it feel to get somewhat back to some normalcy here and get your races in the right order?
Yeah, it's the Queen's Plate, Rod, has often been the beginning of July. So we did have to push it back a bit. Having said that, there's an argument that more horses can be ready. We were expecting a field of 17. Just through different circumstances over the last couple of days, we're down to a field of 13. But what we have learned through COVID is pushing the race back gives 3-year-olds a better chance to get ready to go 1.25 miles. And it's not cast in stone that we're going to go back to the first week in July for that very reason. So we'll see what we do in 2022.
I got my email from Dark Horse, the betting app, getting ready for the Queen's Plate here on Sunday. I actually won some money last year on the Queen's Plate, so I'm excited about that. How do you feel about the field that's going to run on Sunday?
Well, I'll say this, it's wide open. I just came from the draw and everyone is having a tough time. There's no even lukewarm favorite. A lot of people like the filly that won the Canadian Oaks. Her name is Money for Row. She ran the distance 1 1/8 miles, which is 1/8 of a mile shorter than the Queen's Plate distance. But she ran it 2 seconds faster than the boys that day that they ran in the plate trial. So I expect they might make the filly the favorite this year. But it is certainly anyone's race, and that's going to lead to a lot of fun on Sunday afternoon.
Well, you may or may not agree with this, Jim, but it feels like a fast year because I remember getting my bet in while riding in a truck coming home from drag races in Saskatoon, and I bet on Belichick. And that seems like a fast year. But for you, you look like you're down a little weight, Jim. Like, how stressful has it been for you to get this far? I'm sure it hasn't been a fast year for you.
Well, let me tell you, it's been a lot dealing with on again, off again, startup, certainly the health regulations in terms of being able to race and dealing with 2,000 employees and the horse people, which is a big community. It's been stressful. I to tie your two stories together, I am glad I retired from the CFL when I did, because if I had to have done this job and the CFL chairman's job this year, I might not be standing. I'd be a lot less than the weight you see me at now, I'll tell you that. But listen, it's all good. It's a great cause. There's lovely people in the horse community, and I'm glad we're getting going and we're healthy. And Woodbine Entertainment is a leader and doing a great job. And I'm so pleased that we're able to welcome back fans this Sunday.
Yeah, no kidding. From viewer Kelly Bale, he says, "Man, I love Jim Lawson." So there you got at least one viewer out there, Jim. Hey, but you know the thing is, I've been following what's going on with you and your lobbying of the government and so forth over the last year. I mean, how many meetings did you have? This consumed your life, and you do it because you love it. That's why you've been a horse guy forever. But those meetings with the government had to take some years off your life, I would think, too.
Yeah, I can say that the turning point was getting the Attorney General's office to understand that Kevin Waugh's private member's bill on sports betting did not protect the horse racing industry. Now, Kevin, and I've talked to Kevin on a number of occasions, Kevin did not intentionally do that. It's just a result of the sports betting operators carrying fixed odds racing on horse racing. And once we got through to the AG's office, and to Kevin was amenable to the amendment of Bill C-218 to protect the horse racing industry, and certainly the Attorney General's office was supportive too, and in large part because of the jobs that this horse racing industry represents, not only in Ontario but across this country. It's an important employer in this country, and if that bill had proceeded unfettered without the amendment to protect horse racing, we would have been in trouble. So I'm pleased we were able to do that. We had a lot of support of racetracks in other provinces and horse people's associations throughout the country. But people looked to us for our leadership, and we were thrilled to be able to get that done. And now, as you know, Rod, we're right into it with now the rollout by the provincial lottery corps in each province as to how they're going to do this. Our particular challenge is how we're going to integrate pari-mutuel wagering with sports betting. And we're in the middle of that and talking to partners and talking to the regulator. And I'm optimistic that what it will ultimately do is just have a broader network for pari-mutuel wagering and horse racing across these very broad networks that these name brands betting operators that you know all too well will bring to this country once it's legalized on August 27th.
Yeah, no kidding. Two last questions for you, Jim. I'm just wondering how big of a bite out of horse racing COVID took, because obviously I'm a sports guy like you. There's not one league or even team that's folded or gone extinct because of COVID, which makes me feel tremendous. But there's been, for a variety of reasons, private and government assistance and all the rest. What's it done to you guys, and how are you coming out of it?
We're coming out of it well. I said at the draw this morning, I said 18 months ago that we're going to come out of this stronger, and I really believe that we've come out of this stronger. I'll repeat what I said 18 months ago. We learned to adapt ourselves. We learned to move online. We now have approximately 80% of our wagering online through our HPI system and Dark Horse. Our brand has spread throughout the world, not just North America. Our wagering is up substantially in the United States, and it's all systems go for Woodbine Entertainment. We have technological expertise and broadcasting expertise that has served us well, and we plan for what I'll call a new era of the younger consumer and the younger demographic. And we've come out of this stronger. And what COVID did for us is it forced us to act. It was a real catalyst to get our acting gear, and we've got our acting gear, and we have a bright future.
And my last question for you is an advertisement, if you don't mind, for the Queen's Plate on Sunday for our viewers. I think they're all going to be watching now. I'm going to have my bets in through Dark Horse, but why should people tune in? It's a wonderful afternoon, right? CTV and TSN do a great job with their coverage.
They really do. It's a great show, and it's first of all a great show for the horse racing enthusiasts. But they do such a good job at TSN of bringing it down to all the fans and showing the fashion and showing the human interest story. We're going to have, I think, around 10 Olympians at the racetrack, and led by Penny Oleksiak. She's going to be joined by her brother, Jamie. And in addition to that, I think the stars of a certain football team that wears black and gold, you heard of them. They got off to a slow start, but Simone's going to bring his whole gang down here, and it will be a wonderful day of pageantry with the royal representation and great horse racing. But the TSN will show what a great experience it is, and I encourage everyone to get here someday, because it really is a bucket list in this country to come to the Queen's Plate. It's a lot of fun. Unfortunately, we're going to be down to about 7,500 people this year, down from 25 or 30,000. But it's a really fun day, and I hope people tune in and enjoy the experience through TSN and CTV.
Absolutely. Well, good luck, Jim. Thanks for the time. As always, let's do it again soon.
Look forward to speaking again. Thanks for having me on, Rod.
Jim Lawson, the CEO of Woodbine Entertainment, joining us in advance of the 162nd running of the Queen's Plate. We have a completely random questions come in, Moose, on Twitter from Toronto, from the Beneath Sports podcast, and says, what Canadian city is the best option for an NLL expansion team? I'd say Quebec City. And I know that's completely random for what we're talking about, but it is something that is on my radar, and I've thought about way too much. And I gotta say, Winnipeg. I would have said that before. We were obviously just there last week, and we saw the Canada Life Centre with the lacrosse field on, which incidentally was the Calgary Roughnecks' old turf. There was talk of the Sweatpants Capital getting an expansion team, or some big money guys in the Sweatpants Capital wanting an NLL team, and I was told by the NLL, no. I think the exact phrasing was, dude, we're expanding into San Diego, Philadelphia, Las Vegas. But Winnipeg's got the venue.
Yeah.
In terms of size, they've got the population. I'd like to see it go into Florida, to be honest with you. I'd like to see it go into Phoenix. I could see them playing in Talking Stick Arena. Yeah. But as I was told, these aren't lacrosse hotbeds. That's what I was told. And I'm like, do you think LA was? Do you think Dallas was? Do you think Tampa Bay was? Hockey hotbeds? But anyways, Winnipeg's mine. He says Quebec City. What's
Montreal
yours?
Would be good.
Yeah.
Montreal would be really great for NLL. But as we've learned, like this, what do they call it, box lacrosse, I mean, it's not as big in the States as it is in Canada. It's huge up here at the NLL. And
massive.
Now they're growing it in all these markets in the States. So as they grow it, I hope it goes to places like Florida. I think that'd be great. I'd love to be an ambassador of the league.
Oh, yeah.
And help grow the game throughout these other little corners of North America. But in Canada, yeah, Winnipeg, Montreal would be my two first choices.
From the cesspool that is the comment section here.
How about that?
I say that's mildly tongue-in-cheek. From Eves Ross on YouTube, he says, this is one of the best, if not the best, sports show in Canada. Thank you. And it's the only daytime sports talk show. Clark Campbell, where is it? Clark Campbell, regarding our predictions, which we're going to talk about when we come back. Here it is. My Central Division predictions for this year, because yesterday I did the Pacific. Clark Campbell says, Edmonton winning the Pacific over Vegas. My hot take of the year is Vegas missing the playoffs this year.
Woo! Spicy.
Hey, Clark, go jump in the lake. Get lost. Missed the playoffs. I've never missed the playoffs. Anyways, we'll talk about the Central when we come back, okay?
Yeah.
In the National Hockey League, you're watching the RP Show on the Game Plus TV network, YouTube and Facebook live streaming, and 24-hour sports radio for Suds Full Service Car Wash at rodpedersen.com.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now.
People donate blood for moments like this.
But there are lots of reasons why Canada's Lifeline needs donors every day.
Like the fact that someone with leukemia can need up to 8 units of blood a week.
Or that donated blood lasts no longer than 42 days.
Or to help new moms and babies, like Henry.
There's lots of reasons to donate blood. That's why we need donors every day.
The need for blood is constant. Join Toyota and our Toyota dealers in supporting Canada's Lifeline.
Universal Collision Center is Saskatchewan's premier auto body shop. Our extensive process ensures that every vehicle that comes through our state-of-the-art facilities is returned pre-accident condition, and that every UCC customer experience is an easy one. We're certified to repair all makes, all models, and all luxury brands, and Universal Auto Spa offers full-service detailing packages to suit you and your vehicle. Plus, we're the official body shop of your Saskatchewan Roughriders. Universal Collision Center, 3910 Rochdale Boulevard and 2355 First Avenue in Regina.
Is it time to take your event online? Bring it to IKS Live. We've got a fully customized virtual event platform with remote guest support for your next fundraiser, talk show, conference, performance, and more. IKS Live offers live streaming to Facebook Live and YouTube and pre-recorded capabilities, both in our studio with green screen available and on location with pre-production and post-production services. Visit us at ikslive.ca.
Comfort has always been something we as people strive for. It means that the places we live and work, and that the people we care most about are able to go about their lives focusing on the things that matter. Our focus at FlameTech has remained the same for more than 20 years. Now more than ever, we need each other to support our local businesses. As an industry leader in combustion services, we are proud to attend to the needs of our communities and support the local economy.
At Prairie Mobile, you can get the phone you want when you want. All smartphones are $0 every day. With convenient locations across Saskatchewan, Prairie Mobile, your SaskTel authorized dealer, has you covered. Visit us online at prairiemobile.com.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
Did you know you can catch all the best moments from the show on all our social media platforms? Now, back to the studio with Rod.
Welcome back, everybody. It's the Golden Corral of Sports Talk. That's us. A little bit for everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Got a sports update coming up. Our NHL Central Division predictions for this season. But Jeremy Shackleton, watching on Facebook, says Patrick Mahomes, 4th straight AFC championship, 3rd straight Super Bowl, heavy favorites. They are heavy favorites, but did you watch Get Up this morning on ESPN?
I didn't.
Well, they were talking about the Chiefs and how they've dramatically retooled their offensive line because it was battered in the Super Bowl, and Patrick Mahomes is running for his life. And I'm like, it's getting to be too much gobbledygook NFL coverage. It's getting to be too much. They were the AFC champions last year. Yes, they're heavy favorites. Of course they're heavy favorites. And yes, the Bucs may have come up with a blueprint for beating the Kansas City Chiefs. Yeah. But I'm not sure. But they did augment their offensive lines. They should be even better. Obviously, that guy's a Chiefs fan.
Yeah, but to sit here and say, you know, the Chiefs who have...
Like it was so bad.
Back to, like, oh, my God, they got glaring holes that need to be replaced. And now they're a contender. No, the Chiefs are a really good football team. And they're going to be just as good this year. They're going to continue. The window is still wide open for the Kansas City Chiefs.
They say they've gotten better.
That's scary.
They'll have LDT back.
Well, that's the one that he's not penciled in that starting group right now. And I'm looking at it. I'm like, where does Laurent Duvernay-Tardif fit into that offensive line? He'll be a welcome addition back for the Chiefs, no doubt.
We'll get to the important stuff in a moment here, but Drew Koser's watching from the Off the Hosel podcast. The Brent Sutter of the Prairie Junior Hockey League, Drew Koser. And he says, Rod and Dupes, have you checked out the Malice at the Palace? I haven't. Is that the 30 for 30 on the brawl with the Pistons? That's where my mind went immediately. Is that what it was? I was watching at the time, so I don't need to watch the 30 for 30. Is that what it is?
I'm not sure.
I don't know. A quick sports update. Breaking news out of BC. The Lions having a news conference in now about 90 minutes from now, where they will announce their new ownership. It is Amar Doman. Google him. Look him up on LinkedIn. Welcome to the Canadian Football League, Amar. The Nationals have snapped a season-high 7-game losing skid with a 12-6 victory over the Toronto Blue Jays. Riley Adams homered and drove in 3 in his first game against his former team. Teoscar Hernandez homered for the 3rd straight game for Toronto, who have now lost 4 of 5. The Rays have expanded their lead in the AL East to 5 games over Boston and New York by blowing out the Orioles. Nelson Cruz led the Rays attack with 2 home runs, a 3-run blast, and a 2-run shot. Yankees swept the Red Sox in a doubleheader, and Kyle Hendricks became the first 14-game winner in the majors. Ian Happ homered in the Chicago Cubs, snapped the 12-game slide with a 2-1 win over the Cincinnati Reds. This sports update for the Tap Brewhouse and Drive-Thru Liquor Store. For Ballers Rec Room, their tailgate party kicks off at 1 p.m. on Saturday ahead of Riders and Red Blacks. And for Red Bull Canada, Red Bull gives you wings. As promised, my National Hockey League Central Division preview for the 2021-22 season. And quick glance at last year's standings. And yeah, we're asking for yours as well throughout the program for the next hour and a bit. The Colorado Avalanche, who won the Honda West Division last year by a whisker over the Vegas Golden Knights by virtue of their head-to-head. They don't have to worry about the Golden Knights this year. And that's why they're going to be number 1 in the Central Division. They're on the screen. The Winnipeg Jets retooled. Who has had a better offseason than Kevin Cheveldayoff, the general manager of the Winnipeg Jets? The answer is nobody. They've augmented their blue line. They still got the best goalie in the National Hockey League. The Winnipeg Jets will be number 2 in the Central Division. Number 3, the surprising Chicago Blackhawks. They almost made the playoffs last year. They've got Marc-Andre Fleury there. They've still got the wonderful mix of old and new. The Chicago Blackhawks were sneaking up on everybody last year. They won't do it this year. They're not going to be a surprise. The Chicago Blackhawks will be 3rd. The Dallas Stars, last I checked, missed the playoffs last year. They've augmented themselves as well. It was not a mirage, them going to the Stanley Cup Final 2 years ago in the bubble. The Dallas Stars will be number 4. The Minnesota Wild are going through some issues, okay? Suter gone, Parise gone, Kaprizov potentially in a contract squabble right now. I see a little bit of a backward slide for Minnesota. Not everybody can go forwards every year, and Minnesota's not. St. Louis Blues, window closed, thump. Won a Stanley Cup, swept out of the playoffs last year. Best days behind the Blues. 7th, the Nashville Predators. John Hines, the coach in Nashville, I think it was a mirage, them getting into the playoffs. It was a wonderful ending. Pekka Rinne is retired, let's not forget. Nashville Predators, you'll find out they are who we thought they were. And the Arizona Coyotes, yeah. They went from the easiest division, where they couldn't make the playoffs, to potentially the second hardest division in the National Hockey League. That's the Central. Arizona will be last. There they are. That's my 8. How about you, Moose?
Yeah, I can go along with most of this. When you get to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, it becomes kind of tough, right? I think I'm with you. Chicago's going to be really good. I think Marc-Andre Fleury gives them, really solid goaltending again. I think ESPN has Patrick Kane projected to get 97 points this year. That's what they're projecting for Patrick Kane.
Gotcha.
Some light there. DeBrincat. They've got some really good young players. Obviously, Doc should be able to play. Tays coming back. So I like the enthusiasm around. They got Seth Jones in the back end. I like Chicago a lot. Maybe even to finish ahead of Winnipeg in 2nd. That's the big move I would make. And I don't really, I don't disagree. You got Arizona in last, but for some reason, I'm just waiting. And I think this might be the year that Arizona surprises some people, wins a few more games. I could see them finishing in the middle of this division, 4th or 5th. I could see Arizona moving up. That's my kind of take on it. And from an outside perspective, I think the Arizona Coyotes in the next, 4 to 6 years are going to become a really cool team to follow. In terms of popularity, I think they're going to become like a social media trend. I think their fan base is going to grow in the next 4 to 5 years. I think Biz Nasty, those guys are going to push it. I think they're going to become really cool.
I think you're dreaming in Technicolor. I think they are pushing a snowball uphill in Phoenix, Arizona, and that's having seen this from the inside. Darren Workman's watching in Salt Lake City, and he says, I didn't even realize the Coyotes were still in Arizona.
How about that?
Clark just said maybe once the Coyotes move to Houston, they'll get some traction. That's my prediction, is that they will be the Houston Coyotes. And that actually rolls off the tongue pretty damn well, doesn't it?
Not bad.
Let's spend a minute and talk about Canada's team, the Vegas Golden Knights. How they gas up a motorhome and drive all over the United States. Southwest, they get all the way up into Montana, Idaho, I think. They work their asses off to promote their team, the Vegas Golden Knights, whereas the Arizona Coyotes sit and piss and moan why the Canadians in the Valley don't come to the games. Trust me, they do. So I hate to say that you're wrong, but I think you're wrong.
Yeah.
Stanley Cup odds here for Come On Canada. Come On Official. You got them? What do we got here?
So Colorado.
Is this the top 6? No way.
This is that division. Colorado 1, Minnesota 2, Dallas 3, then St. Louis. There's your Jets. So
Jets, Jets.
So you and I are basically saying buy the Jets, buy Chicago, because you get really good odds. Nobody's giving them enough credit. And look, Colorado 1.45. Look at Arizona, 301.
Are they even still in the league?
That's just daring somebody to drop, some money on Arizona.
Wouldn't that be something?
Put 1,000 on Arizona and see what happens.
Chris Jarl is watching on Facebook. He says, I watch the show daily. Definitely the best sports talk. The white football helmets to your right. One mini, one full size. What teams are those? This is the Saskatchewan Huskies, hand-delivered by their head coach, Scott Flory, Canadian Football Hall of Famer. This one down here is Canada West football, because we're huge supporters of university football in this country. This is the Regina Thunder Junior football program, Regina Rams football program. The very first gift to this desk came from the Calgary Dinos.
That's right.
They hand-delivered it to Moose DuPont.
Yeah.
So thanks for the question. Those are your answers. We'll take a pause and be back with Viewer Takeover. You're watching the RP Show on the Game Plus TV network, YouTube and Facebook Live, and 24-hour sports talk for Suds Full Service Car Wash. Your car deserves it at rodpedersen.com.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now.
Smoky in the air, that's a lot of pie. Big time, big time, big time, big time.
Comfort has always been something we, as people, strive for. It means that the places we live and work, and that the people we care most about, are able to go about their lives, focusing on the things that matter. Our focus at FlameTech has remained the same for more than 20 years. Now more than ever, we need each other to support our local businesses. As an industry leader in combustion services, we are proud to attend to the needs of our communities and support the local economy.
We started Suds Car Wash in 2003.
There's a bit of us in every part of the business. I've been working here since I was about 10 years old. Hard to believe it's been 12 years since. Working with my family has been great. My mom and dad have taught us the importance of hard work. I've been here since I was 10 years old, and my dad has taught me a lot about quality work.
From all of us at Suds Car Wash, we make your car shine.
In today's fast-paced world, we know you don't always have time to cook a nutritious meal. The Mad Greek in Moose Jaw's got you covered with delicious takeout and delivery specials, even for large groups or occasions. Authentic Greek cuisine, pizza, ribs, and more. There's something for everyone to enjoy. Offering licensed dining, delivery, and their takeout window is open to get your Greek to go. For more information and to view the online menu, visit themadgreekeatery.com.
Capital is Regina's trusted GMC Buick Cadillac dealership. Whether you're on the market for a new or certified pre-owned vehicle, we got you covered. And when it's time for service work, you can trust our factory-trained technicians who specialize in repairing any make or model. But don't take our word for it. Check out CapitalGMC.ca to see how we roll and to learn what other customers are saying about working with us. Your dealership experience should be fun, easy, and transparent. And that's exactly what you'll get when you choose Capital GMC, Regina's trusted GMC Buick Cadillac dealership. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right.
Business owners and marketers. Okay, we know you think we're pretty cool. That's why we want you to share in the coolness factor. Partner with the Rod Pedersen Show and market your business every weekday to sports lovers just like yourself. Take advantage of our many cost-effective commercial and promotional opportunities. Tell the world about your business. Yes, the world. Thanks to Game Plus TV and the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. Contact us today and find out how you can be a part of Canada's fastest-growing sports talk show, The Rod Pedersen Show.
Send us your opinions now. We won't victimize you unless you really deserve it. Now, back to your host, Rod Pedersen.
Welcome back, everybody. It is viewer takeover. We only got a couple minutes. We went a little long there talking about the National Hockey League, but that's cool. I know you'll forgive us. I just now opened my emails to see the BC Lions invitation to their news conference. We're not going to get there, guys. But it's in about an hour and 20 minutes at the Surrey practice facility. New owners for the BC Lions, Farhan Lalji, Dave Naylor, tag teaming on the identification of that new owner. And his name is Amar Dolan? Dolman. So you're going to be hearing more about him over the next 24, 48 hours. And I say again, welcome to the Canadian Football League. Next up, I believe, will be the sale of the Calgary Stampeders, which is interesting. My phone was going off all night with football guys, both in Canada and the States. And they were like, is this sale going to happen this year during the season? And I said, well, I don't think so. But this just happened with BC, so it might. But yeah, I did have a very ardent insider Calgary football guy text me yesterday and say, good for you for sticking to your guns on the Calgary Stamps sales story, because it's true. We got with a hockey talk here. Jeremy Shackleton again on Facebook. He says, Steve Yzerman turns the Red Wings into the Tampa Bay Lightning in 3 years. Pending winning the draft lottery for Wright or Bedard or Mishkov. Jeff Kabilas in Winnipeg says, I wouldn't mind seeing Bedard bring the Red Wings back to life from being the dead things. Yeah, they want to be the hot wings again.
Yeah.
Connor Bedard could do that for you.
Oh, boy. He would be really good in Detroit.
He'd be good anywhere, as you know.
Of course.
How's your summer, Connor?
Maybe that's how he's going to get the Coyotes back to relevance.
Ew.
Just a thought.
There's no way. Ray, he's not going to Arizona. That would be a waste. Put him in a hockey market. Ray in the 6. Hey, Rod, here's a random thought. The Rock buys the Stamps and both Calgary and the Argos move to the XFL next season. That opens up the Toronto football market for MLSC to get into the NFL, which is what they want anyway. Maybe we'll talk about that next hour. What do you say?
Oh, yeah.
Rod Black coming up, too. Hang around after this break on Game Plus.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Don't rack your brain trying to source the equipment and materials you need for your business. Rockstar can operate your entire supply chain, from PO creation to expediting your shipments, all from our office. Leverage the buying power of the Rockstar Buying Group to not only save money and time, but also the headache. From gloves to glue, we can provide it for you. Find out more at rockstar.com.
Ultimate Fan Zone. Shop online. ULTIMATEFANZONE.CA. Slick, user-friendly. We built this site for the die-hard sports fans. Jerseys, hats, team apparel, offering officially licensed fan gear from the best lines in sports. Nike, New Era, Adidas, Fanatics. Game day ready to your door. Now, just a click away. ULTIMATEFANZONE.CA. Or check us out on Facebook and Instagram. UFC Downtown Moose Jaw. Home of everything authentic.
People donate blood for moments like this.
But there are lots of reasons why Canada's Lifeline needs donors every day.
Like the fact that someone with leukemia can need up to 8 units of blood a week.
Or that donated blood lasts no longer than 42 days.
Or to help new moms and babies, like Henry.
There's lots of reasons to donate blood. That's why we need donors every day.
The need for blood is constant. Join Toyota and our Toyota dealers in supporting Canada's Lifeline.
In today's fast-paced world, we know you don't always have time to cook a nutritious meal. The Mad Greek in Moose Jaw's got you covered with delicious takeout and delivery specials, even for large groups or occasions. Authentic Greek cuisine, pizza, ribs, and more. There's something for everyone to enjoy. Offering licensed dining, delivery, and their takeout window is open to get your Greek to go. For more information and to view the online menu, visit themadgreekeatery.com.
Comfort has always been something we, as people, strive for. It means that the places we live and work, and that the people we care most about, are able to go about their lives, focusing on the things that matter. Our focus at FlameTech has remained the same for more than 20 years. Now more than ever, we need each other to support our local businesses. As an industry leader in combustion services, we are proud to attend to the needs of our communities and support the local economy.
We started Suds Car Wash in 2003.
There's a bit of us in every part of the business. I've been working here since I was about 10 years old. Hard to believe it's been 12 years since. Our parents always taught us about the importance of quality of work and friendly service. And here at Suds Car Wash, we're a family-run business, so it's really important that our customers feel like family.
From all of us at Suds Car Wash, we make your car shine.
Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right.
Hey, Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpedersenshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpedersenshop.com.
Right now.
Realizing I watched a lot of television with the youngsters back in the day.
How about that?
I'll say it again. That cab driver in Bucharrillos, Mexico, when he said, "Señor, your español es mucho bueno." Why is that? I said, Dora the Explorer. That's why I learned so much Spanish.
I got to brush up on my Spanish, though.
Yes, you do. ¿Cómo estás? Uno más, por favor.
This is the Rod Pedersen Show.
Yeah, mi casa, su casa. That is a fact, amigos. It's hour 2 of the program. The Moose is with me.
Yes.
What do you know, Moose?
Lots. Where do you want to go?
Yeah, interesting day, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
In the sports world. Is my guy still watching in Texas, Mr. Lewis? Is he still there? Border guard down there.
I would imagine.
Big CFL fan. Well, in the absence of games yet, and in moments, by the way, we're going to be joined by Rod Black from the Women's World Hockey Championships in Calgary. There's the only time he could join us. In the absence of CFL games, there's CFL news today. Breaking news. This from TSN. The BC Lions will introduce Amar Doman as the team's new owner. According to TSN's Farhan Lalji, Doman, owner of the Futura Corporation, has a 30-year history in the lumber and building industry. Franchise has been looking for a new owner after David Braley, who owned the Lions since 1997, passed away last year. So we'll kick that around a little more. The stamp sale continues to be a topic pushed only really by me. Let me exit out of this and bring up my other screen. Jeff, the Stamps fan, has written in. He said the Flames would not sell the Stampeders to an owner who wished to move them to a different league. That would be a PR nightmare the Flames would want to avoid. Well, I guess so the lines go today. At some point, the Stampeders are going to be sold. I had some calls last night with some football guys, some sports business guys, and they said franchise values in all of sports have fallen. Well, for the most part. For sure, the CFL have fallen. I think Mr. Doman's getting a deal.
Mm-hmm.
You know, good, wise guy. Yeah.
Seems like it, right? I think it's a great fit. I mean, I don't know them personally, but I think this is exciting. It's an exciting day in sports, and especially in that market. And for BC Lions fans, you've got somebody who wants to own the team, right? That's a good thing. Somebody comes to the table, they're excited. You're going to get all that energy into the marketplace. And it just happens. You got a pretty good football team in BC right now, too. Yeah. So there's a lot of positive things. You know, as much as we talked about the gambling thing, that's different. On the football field and to your fan base, this is a very exciting, time for the BC Lions. Very exciting. They're in a really good spot.
Jack watching in Alberta. Rod, I applaud and appreciate your reporting with integrity. People are so used to the smoke and mirrors in sports that when you speak the truth, nobody trusts it. Let truth reign. Thank you, Jack. I put a post on my Instagram feed, my recovery, a while back. You probably remember it. I said, the world's become so fake that the truth bothers them. Think about that for a second.
Yeah.
So that's what you're going to get here every day, or at least what I believe. And before we bring in Rod Black, where we segue over to hockey, I can't believe how many people got into this Connor Bedard discussion. He was just on the show with us on Monday. It's a fascinating story. And I'm sorry to say the next McDavid, the next Sidney Crosby is Connor Bedard. And I was talking to an NHL scout a while back, and I'm like, am I free now to call him this? Because remember, I was said, don't put so much pressure on him from everybody. The NHL scout said to me, he's answered every bell. I think you're good now.
Oh, yeah.
You can say that. What he did at the World Under-18s, what he did as a 15-year-old in the Western League. People want to know where he's going to end up playing. And Darren said one of these days soon we will talk about what would be the best fit in the National Hockey League for one, Connor Bedard. But we're going to Calgary now because we don't have him for a long time, but I know we'll have him for a great time. Rod Black joining us from the World Women's Hockey Championship. How you doing, Roddy?
Roderick, how are you doing, my man?
100%, my friend. What facility are you in there?
So we're at Winsport, Calgary Olympic Park. That's where the Women's World Hockey Championship, which was supposed to start in Halifax back in 2019, was postponed till the spring of 2020, then was postponed, 2020 the spring, postponed to 2021 the spring, and so now we're here getting ready to start. We have preliminary games today. The tournament actually starts in earnest on Friday. So it's a beautiful facility. Unfortunately, as you know, we become accustomed to in most sporting events, there are no fans right now. They're hoping to get fans by the, maybe the medal round for sure.
That would be nice. And now that we go to full screen, I can see more of it behind your back. That is where the World Junior camps have been held and the red and white games we've watched on TSN and streaming and so forth. So Gord Miller's warmed up your seat for you is what I'm gathering. You'll be using the same booth as 240 Gordy's.
Yeah, well, again, I think we're really close to the ice, which is really nice. But again, I am kind of lonely, and we've been in a bubble. I haven't been in a bubble yet. I know we were talked, Rod, last year about, and I still think, there was a very good chance that should have probably happened, is that there should have been a bubble and an opportunity for the CFL last year. Thank goodness we have the CFL with fans. I mean, I think this thing is pretty logical as we move along here. And I know the variant is causing some distress around the world, but, if you have proof of vaccination, and you test negative, there should be a chance that you should go to a sporting event, and let's hope that happens a little bit more. But again, it is kind of lonely. It's going to be kind of weird, honestly, calling games with no fans in the stands.
Well, these things like where you're at remind me that we are unfortunately nowhere near the end of this. We are still in a pandemic, i.e. you're playing the World Women's Hockey Championship in August. But what's the storylines, Rod? Why should we be watching this? What's of most interest to you?
Yeah, well, I think there's the one storyline is obvious. what will this game look like? These women, unfortunately, haven't been able to play for a couple of years, many of them. I think the game will be great. I think they'll shake off some rust. It'll be like what we see in the CFL. Yeah, it'll be scrambly at first, maybe a little sloppy, but they're highly trained athletes. They're the best in the world. The second storyline is certainly Canada's redemption. It's been 2 long years since they captured a bronze medal. Never before had Canada finished that low at the World Hockey Championship. So a chance to get some redemption here against Finland. They're playing Finland today, and then they start the tournament on Friday. And you know, they didn't have Marie-Philippe Poulin. She was injured last time. She only played a little bit. They got a young team, a lot of young players. For all you Saskatchewan fans, you know, Emily Clark's a big part of this team. She is such a great young player and has got some experience as well, obviously, you know, being part of a world championship experience. But, you know, Canada's redemption is a storyline. United States, they've been the juggernaut. They've won, you know, 9 of the last 11, 8 of the last 9, 5 in a row. They're really good, but they've got some young players. And I think Finland's a storyline too, Rod. I mean, I honestly think they were robbed 2 years ago. If you just got to go back and watch it. I mean, they won the gold medal, had to wait 12 minutes for a review that I still can't get over why they reviewed that. And they said there was goalie interference. So they're back. The only problem with them is, you know, one of the best goalies in the world isn't with them right now. A lady named Noora Ratu, who has kept them in games, helped them beat Canada in the semifinals, arguably helped them win against the United States and would have given a country a gold medal on their home ice. So I think they're a little bitter too. I do think it's going to be Canada and the United States again in the final. And hopefully by that time we'll have fans. But I think those are kind of the main storylines. And here's the other one is we've got a lot of teams we've never seen before, like Hungary's here. Japan, you know, has been at the World Championships. Sweden is not here for the first time in a long time, which means that, you know, we've got 10 teams, 3 continents, 250 players, and we've got no spectators. But it's all good, and we're getting a chance to at least put this tournament on, and we're getting a chance to see the best female hockey players in the world.
You know, it's interesting you talk about the review and losing the gold over that. Somebody said to me, that's worse than the 13th man. You thought you won, and then it's ripped out of your hands, right? And it might be worse than that. Chris Bird is watching in Ontario. He says, I fully expect these women's worlds will be great games. Many players have been playing in the NWHL and PWHA during the pandemic, so I'm sure the hockey will be great. Rod, listen, and before I let you go, and I don't want your arms to fall off, there were people last week saying, where's Rod Black? He's not calling. Who's that?
There's Cheryl Pounder.
Cheryl?
There you go. She's getting ready to go to work.
She does a great job. But Rod, people are like,
yeah, she's awesome.
They're like, what's up with Rod Black? He's not doing CFL games this week. Did you take the week off? People were worried about you, my man.
Honestly, we had to be in a quarantine, man. We've been in this bubble. And so, you know, we're back at it on Labor Day. But yeah, I mean, I really missed last week. I loved opening week. The games, having the CFL back is like, you know, welcoming back a long-lost family member. It's been fabulous. And so many great storylines with the quarterbacks, with the fine play of some teams out of the gate, and quite frankly, with some of the not-so-good play of teams that we expected better from, including the teams in Alberta and including the team in Hamilton. So, you know, I'll be watching this weekend again, and the next couple of weeks I'm in the hockey world, but certainly getting ready for Labor Day for sure.
Well, I've enjoyed the TSN broadcast. I've enjoyed the aerial shots of the stadiums. It looks amazing. But I wanted to point out, if you didn't know, that you were missed, Rod. So enjoy the hockey. We look forward to seeing you back in a CFL stadium soon. And thanks for the time today, my man.
Yeah, anytime. Hey, guys, I'm in a bubble. We got a game at noon, so I've got some time now. But I'm really beyond hockey. We can only go from the hotel to the rink, and I'm in a great city like Calgary. And I can't even go to a restaurant or maybe the library where I like to spend a lot of time. You know what I'm saying? But I'm happy to be here. I'm just glad that we've got the Women's World Hockey Championship back on Canadian soil. So thanks, Rod. Look forward to it. And we'll talk to you soon.
You bet, buddy. Thank you. Rod Black from Calgary. And, hey, it's 11:11. Make a wish.
Oh, no.
You don't have a coffee.
It's being made.
Of course it is.
I'm on it.
This is what most people would not know about me. I wouldn't have a problem with that one bit. But I think Rod Black might be an extrovert. What do you think? What do you think?
There's a chance.
Not being able to get out and mix and mingle with people might be a problem for him. Like for me, July 11th, when they lifted all the restrictions in this province, I was like, no, they're going to make me go outside. I've been enjoying Skip the Dishes.
I know.
I've been enjoying watching Netflix and YouTube and...
Not even just Skip the Dishes. You prepay on there. They drop it on your door. They don't even knock on the door anymore.
It's perfect.
They just send you a text that your food's there. You don't get to see anybody, talk to anybody. It's great.
It's like that commercial with discount car rental.
Okay.
With Putty from Seinfeld. And he's like, I can rent my car, get off the airplane, and go straight to the parking lot and not have to deal with any people.
Yeah.
It's the same thing as me.
That's pretty good.
Where were we? This is the second hour kickoff, but the entire second hour is brought to you by Core Grain, doing the right thing for your farm. Well, there we just did the hockey interview there with Rod. Let's dabble back for a second to the Canadian Football League, if you don't mind. The breaking news, if you didn't hear, Amar Doman is the new coach of the BC Lions. A Calgary sports person, media, texted me here just before the top of the hour break, and he said, is The Rock buying the Stampeders just sports shtick? My response was, somebody's buying them, but I don't think it's The Rock. It's interesting that the BC Lions sale pretty much came out of nowhere. You would agree with that, right?
Yeah.
And probably they would prefer that the Calgary Stampeders sale stayed out of nowhere. But when I get a tip, I get a tip. And the thing that the potential buyer having an XFL connection, that's just the tip that I got. I don't know who the guy is. I have no idea. That's just what I was told. But I've had two incredibly solid Calgary football sources call me and say, good for you for sticking to your guns. This is happening, so stay tuned. But they try to keep it pretty under the lid, right?
Mm-hmm. They do a pretty good job of that for the most part. They, anything that could influence the negotiations, I think, is something they want to avoid. So, if people really love this, it creates leverage potentially, or if they hate it, makes it a little bit more difficult to get a deal done. They want to keep this kind of quiet, but at the same time, it is being discussed, is what we're hearing. And if it doesn't happen, hey, deals fall apart all the time. But
Jeff, the Stamps fan, says, "Are you the new owner, Rod?"
Oh, spicy.
Jeff, you missed it the other day. I was asked to be in an ownership group of a hockey team recently, and I said, that is a hard no.
Wouldn't that be something? You by the Stampeders and just all the different storylines. I mean, you'd have to put daily operations on television, like set up cameras, Big Brother style.
From Jason in Red Deer watching, he says, since you don't know who the buyer is for the Stamps, who was your best guess, Rod? I thought it might have been the Urbans, frankly. My dear and close friends that were the owners of the Saskatchewan Rush. But then I was told they're done with sports. So that was one of the first things I thought was the Urbans, because they just sold the Rush for a whack of cash, which was probably more. They got more for the Rush than they probably would have to pay for the Calgary Stampeders. From Tank Abbott watching in the Energy City, DuPont Media buys the Calgary Stampeders. Breaking news. DuPont Media. Have you thought about it?
If that was your source, a pretty good source, eh? Like if I was the source.
Yeah.
Yes, actually, I have thought about it. Not yet. It's far too early in the lifetime of the company to be buying pro sports franchises. But yeah, absolutely. I thought about it.
You want to do that, of course.
Yeah.
How about that?
I don't really want to be the owner of anything sports-wise. I don't. What would I do with it?
You'll be the DJ. I
just want to be the DJ. Yeah. I want to be like any other owner. Fly around on my plane, eat shrimp cocktail, have everybody kiss my ass, tell them what to do, but I don't want to do any actual work. Why would I want to be the owner? I don't really want to do that. Like you said yesterday, you'd like to own a junior hockey team just so you could be the DJ at the games.
Exactly.
Whatever your thing. Look, so Rod Black served as our Hour 2 interview here for Core Grain, doing the right thing for your farm. It's just us and you the rest of the way. Lucky you. For 40 more minutes, okay? So let's fire it up. Prairie Mobile text line. It's been a little quiet today. Can we make a little noise around here? 306-840-8777. That's 840-8777. Shoot us a message if you're watching on Game Plus TV anywhere around the continent. I've got a sports update coming up. We'll be right back. You're watching on Game Plus TV, YouTube, and Facebook live streaming, and 24-hour sports talk for Suds Full Service Car Wash at rodpedersen.com.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
People donate blood for moments like this.
But there are lots of reasons why Canada's Lifeline needs donors every day.
Like the fact that someone with leukemia can need up to 8 units of blood a week.
Or that donated blood lasts no longer than 42 days.
Or to help new moms and babies, like Henry.
There's lots of reasons to donate blood. That's why we need donors every day.
The need for blood is constant. Join Toyota and our Toyota dealers in supporting Canada's Lifeline.
Rockstar Supply Chain Solutions is Saskatchewan's only full-service supply chain company. Strategic sourcing, PO creation, and order expediting, VMI and vending solutions, and free delivery are just a few of the supply chain services we provide. If your company needs it, Rockstar Supply Chain Solutions can get it for you. Price, quality, service, Rockstar Supply Chain Solution is helping Saskatchewan companies buy better.
At Prairie Mobile, you can get the phone you want when you want. All smartphones are $0 every day. With convenient locations across Saskatchewan, Prairie Mobile, your SaskTel authorized dealer, has you covered. Visit us online at prairiemobile.com.
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. DDG, always delivering the best fan experience.
Capital is Regina's trusted Ford Lincoln dealership. Whether you're on the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle, we got you covered. And when it's time for service work, you can trust our factory-trained technicians who specialize in repairing any make or model. But don't take our word for it. Check out capitalfordlincoln.com to see how we roll and to learn about what other customers are saying about working with us. Your dealership experience should be fun, easy, and transparent. And that's what you get when you choose Capital Ford Lincoln, Regina's trusted Ford Lincoln dealership.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the Rod Pedersen Show today.
Laid back and kicking it, let's head back to the studio. Here's Rod.
Hey, it's going to get fun now. Not like it hasn't been. Something happened to the Wi-Fi in here.
Okay, yeah, sometimes.
Is it too busy?
I don't know.
Too many people on it?
Boot you.
Yeah. Ryan Friesen's watching on Facebook, and he's been a little, he's being cheeky. He says, seems like the good topics are done for the day. Oh, you just wait. You just wait. We got a good one here right now. We really do. But here were our topics when we went to air just over an hour ago. Number one, Bo Levi Mitchell out for 6 games with a broken leg. Are the Stampeders done? I don't think they're going to win a game, and that's not trolling. 2, BC Lions ownership. We began the show not knowing who the owner is, and now we know that it's Amar Doman. I'm sorry, I'm reading William May's comment. He says, I'm watching on Game Plus TV, and Darren, you would be great as an owner, and then Rod could get an interview with Bo. Now, that would be awesome.
How about that?
We're getting ahead of ourselves. Hang on. As we say out here in the West, we're putting the cart ahead of the horse, and that never works. So just hang on, okay? MLSC and the Western Hockey League requiring vaccinations for varying reasons. The Leafs, Raptors, Argos, Toronto FC, and Marlies, if you want to go to any of their games, you got to be double vaxxed. You and I can go.
Yeah, we can.
And if you want to work in the Western Hockey League or play in the Western Hockey League, of which we do, you need to be vaxxed. So we can.
Check.
What are you waiting for, people? You're not going to tell me what to do. They are. Sorry to tell you. My Central Division picks for the National Hockey League standings this year, the correct ones are Colorado 1, Winnipeg, Chicago, Dallas, Minnesota, St. Louis, Nashville, and the Arizona Coyotes. Roadkill. Point 4, NFL notes. Patriots won't name their starting quarterback for week 1 yet. Why would they? They don't know. Pretty simple, isn't it?
That's right.
Hard Knocks last night. I fell asleep watching it, and that was about my team, the Dallas Cowboys, America's team. He watched it all, but even you'll agree it wasn't as good as the first one.
No, it wasn't. The young defensive end, what was his name? Kamara?
Kamara, yeah.
That was a really cool story. I like, Mike McCarthy won some points with me last night, but overall, I want more. I'm with you. I want more Jerry. I want more Jerry Jones.
I want more Jerry Jones.
Like, I want more, coaches meetings. I want more guys away from the field. I want the stuff that we don't get. You know?
Here's the thing. Say it again. My life has been a combination of the ranch, Last Chance U, and Letterkenny. That's my life. And it's been a great life. But I'll give you an example. On Hard Knocks, episode 2 last night on the Cowboys, they just followed the Cowboys around at training camp with a camera on the field. I've done that thousands of times. For example, I'll never forget in Bradenton, Florida, Ryder Camp, that tryout. I'll be talking about this for years. I'll never forget. 150 players showed up to try out for the Saskatchewan Roughriders. And the Riders allowed me to just go wherever I want, which was nice of them. So I'm standing on the sidelines with the receivers, and I'm listening to these guys. These guys had come out of college. Some had NFL experience, and I'm listening to them. It would have been nice to have a camera, actually, because they're like, dude, I looked up their website. They don't have one receiver under 6'5". I'm like, yeah, Duron Carter's on this team. Did you know that? Blah, blah, blah. And the guy said, well, I'm only 5'10". I'm done. And I'm like, you are. But, and I remember that it was so hot. It was 37 degrees Celsius in Bradenton, Florida, which was like 76 Celsius when we were there in April. But Chris Jones was running these players into the ground. Newsflash, huh?
Yeah.
And
shocked.
This was a Hard Knocks episode. I was living in a Hard Knocks episode because there were local high school and college coaches just looking over the fence, watching, because they had nothing else to do. It was a Saturday. This guy calls me over. He's like, I get it. The guys that are left standing make the team. Because Jones was running them into the ground. I'm like, this is inhumane. You know my buddy Mike Davis?
Yeah.
He was running the personnel for the Riders, or he was running that camp. And I'm like, Mike, how long are we going to be out here, man? Like, I got a movie to go to. I think they started at 10 a.m. And Mike goes, oh, we got the field till 8. I'm like, come on! I'm tired, and I'm just watching.
It's like the Hunger Games. Last man standing.
That's exactly what it was.
That's incredible.
Boy, did I get off track of what I was going to talk about here. John, okay, one, you see my mug. I just got this today from Bronco Plumbing and Heating. They particularly loved my 20-minute rant yesterday on how much these people were getting under my skin yesterday. But anyways,
yeah.
John, watching in Winnipeg, says, Rod is the Jerry Jones of the CFL. No, I'm not, and I don't want to be. I don't want to be. So the topic that we were going to get into here is if you could own any team in sports at all, what team would you want to own? He's got a million ideas because you're an owner type. You own this show. And I don't have an interest to own that. I just want to own me. That's all I want is to own me. I don't care to own anything else.
Yeah.
And my dedication of life for the past few years and what will be the rest of my life is helping people. That's why I'm a certified recovery coach. I want to dedicate and spend my life helping other people. Owning a team doesn't do that. They'll tell you that it does. I own the team. I did it as a service to the community. No, you didn't. You did it for you. Come on. Who are you trying to kid? And that's fine. Just be honest about it. You think Jerry Jones is doing this for Dallas? He's doing it for him. Always has. That, by the way, is fine. Just be honest about it.
Yep.
But if you had to pin me down and pour gas down my throat, I would say the team that I would want to own would be God's team, the Regina Pats, just because they're my team. But how could life be any better anyways? I get to roll in there and call selected games on television for them, and when I'm not, I'm in a luxury suite eating shrimp cocktail.
Do you think
What's the difference?
Do you think the owner would get to call the games? That would be unprecedented.
There's got to be one somewhere.
There's got to be one somewhere.
Director Jordan says he would like to own Front Row Motorsports. That would be cool. Oh, here we go. Everybody, you can write in and tell me who you'd like to own.
Mm-hmm.
Brian Warishin. Where you been, Brian? From the Lions Den podcast. He says, I would own the Lions because that's what I'm passionate about. Any owner needs to have passion for the team and the league. I think, guarantee, all owners have passion for the team that they own. There's no doubt or they wouldn't do it. I am not joking when I say I have no interest in owning any team, and that includes the Regina Pats. I'm just enjoying being a fan, literally being arm's length. I don't want to know what's going on.
Right.
Yeah, and by the way, Jeff in Winnipeg, Cabillas asked, what better, shrimp cocktail or Egg McMuffin? Don't waste our time. It's Egg McMuffin all day. And don't get me started about those puny little cocktail rings that you buy. I won't name the store. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. They're so puny. I'm like, where do they get these shrimp? Are they babies?
Right.
Spicy.
Right. Get them from when you're oceanside. Different story.
Much.
Egg McMuffin's good anywhere.
That's right.
Okay, you have thoughts on ownership. I'm sorry, I'm going.
No, go. We got lots of time. I don't know. Owning a team would be great. Problem is, if you set your heart on owning the team you love, and that's the only team you're going to own, there's no guarantees that team's going to come for sale, right?
Yep.
That's going to be available. It'd either be football or hockey, obviously, for me. Football is cool because they play once a week, so you've got all this time to play in business, and it's a huge stage. NFL would be great. CFL would be cool to own a team. NHL would be awesome just because we love hockey so much. I really don't know. It'd be hockey or football. Probably football would be the sport I'd want to own. Probably football.
Yeah, I don't know. That's why the bracelet says one day at a time.
But it's kind of like,
I don't know.
You could go any way. You could go either direction, hockey or football.
Well, again, I got asked to be part of an ownership group last week and said it's a hard no. My dad owned part of a junior hockey team and lost thousands upon thousands of thousands. I owned a restaurant that I lost thousands upon thousands. I'm not interested in losing money, okay? Call me crazy.
You know, it's absolutely a passion, right? You have to love it. You have to do it because you want to do it. You know, a lot of teams make money at the highest level, but not always a great investment. Junior hockey, probably, you got to love it, right?
Brett Thompson in Saskatoon, who every morning you say says good morning from Saskatoon.
That's right.
I like it. He says, I would like to own the Saskatoon Blues. For a second, he thought I thought he meant the Blades, but he meant the NHL team that never happened. Jennifer at the Four Seasons Sports Palace, she says, the Packers. Well, you're seeing a theme here?
Yeah.
Everybody wants to own their favorite team. Don Muir, where is he? I'd be a terrible owner. He's in Winnipeg. I'd be a terrible owner because I'd like to own Team Canada and then have the games in smaller markets. That makes too much sense, Don. Let's put it in Toronto, where we can charge $200 a ticket and get 5,000 people there.
I actually really like that. That's why ownership would be so cool.
You can do whatever you want.
You can do those types of things. Hockey would be really neat for that. You got a lot of games, so you have more opportunities to try new things and really cool things. It'd be fun.
I'm laughing. On the Prairie Mobile text line at 306-840-8777. From Scotty P, good morning from Whitewood. You're both looking sharp today, gentlemen. Thank you. I just want to say Moose is my favorite person in sports. You're a close second, Rod.
How about that?
His ability to break down things into simpler terms is appreciated. Like what the CFL power rankings mean. I've always known what they are, but couldn't articulate it properly to my friends until now. Love the show. Keep fighting the good fight. Thank you, Scotty P. Thank you, Scotty P. in Whitewood.
Yeah. Thanks, Scott.
From the Spiking Viking, making some noise here on the shores of Lake Winnipeg. Shiver me timbers. With a little fishing emoji. Yeah, let's make some little noise around here. From Metal Shingle Guy, he writes in Prairie Mobile text line, he says, is Odell on his way west? Looks good in green. I don't think the Saskatchewan Roughriders are having a tough time with their pass rush. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't think their defense is an issue.
No.
Not an issue.
Get a player of the week, rookie guy, Jordan Woodward, and you come far cheaper than Odell. What you talking about, Willis? Monty in Saskatoon says, Rod, you are crazy. You would not be the first to say that, Monty, and you would probably be right. Let's take a break. Other than Drew Koser watching from the Off the Hosel podcast, the Brent Sutter of the Prairie Junior Hockey League, he says, Darren, run the senior team in Wynyard. What's the name of the Wynyard senior hockey team?
The Monarchs.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a popular Saskatchewan senior hockey team name, I'm learning. The Monarchs.
The Wynyard Monarchs. Those are the two I know. It would be cool, but no, not for me.
Let's take a break.
The ivory tower at the Wynyard Arena is not something that I'm interested in.
Hey, I guess, did I do my sports update? I don't believe that I have. We'll do that. We've got to get the original 16 Ultra update in, Clark, and I'm ready to go with it, by the way. So we'll do that when we come back as well. It's going to surprise you. Going to surprise you, today's topic. We will be right back. You're watching the RP Show on the Game Plus TV network, YouTube and Facebook live streaming, and 24-hour sports radio for Suds full-service car wash. Your car deserves it at rodpedersen.com.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Comfort has always been something we, as people, strive for. It means that the places we live and work, and that the people we care most about, are able to go about their lives, focusing on the things that matter. Our focus at FlameTech has remained the same for more than 20 years. Now more than ever, we need each other to support our local businesses. As an industry leader in combustion services, we are proud to attend to the needs of our communities and support the local economy.
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. EDG, always delivering the best fan experience.
At Prairie Mobile, you can get the phone you want when you want. All smartphones are $0 every day. With convenient locations across Saskatchewan, Prairie Mobile, your SaskTel authorized dealer, has you covered. Visit us online at prairiemobile.com.
Capital GMC, we don't just sell vehicles, we buy them too. You know how we always have such a big inventory with an amazing selection? That's because we buy all makes, all models, and all years. We're going to give you the best price every time. And you don't even have to buy from us. All you have to do is visit us online or in-store, answer a few questions about your vehicle, and we'll get you a great offer. We'll even cut you a check on the same day. So save yourself the hassles of selling privately and sell it to us. Because at Capital GMC, we'll buy it.
Is it time to take your event online? Bring it to IKS Live. We've got a fully customized virtual event platform with remote guest support for your next fundraiser, talk show, conference, performance, and more. IKS Live offers live streaming to Facebook Live and YouTube and pre-recorded capabilities, both in our studio with green screen available and on location with pre-production and post-production services. Visit us at ikslive.ca.
We started Suds Car Wash in 2003.
There's a bit of us in every part of the business. I've been working here since I was about 10 years old. Hard to believe it's been 12 years since. Working with my family has been great. My mom and dad have taught us the importance of hard work. I've been here since I was 10 years old, and my dad has taught me a lot about quality work.
From all of us at Suds Car Wash, we make your car shine.
Hey, Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpedersenshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpedersenshop.com.
Oh, yeah, he's back. Time for more of the Rod Pedersen Show.
Welcome back, everybody. We are on the air. Game Plus TV across all 10 provinces and 31 states and growing. Did you talk to the Game Plus boys yesterday?
No, not yet.
Oh, that's coming up.
It's coming.
The topic here has been, I guess, if you could own a team, what team would it be? And I have no desire to own a team. Did you answer? You said a football team.
Yeah, I think football.
The Tennessee Titans, let me guess.
Yeah, of course, but I would take L.A., Vegas,
Do you think
Tampa.
there's a lot of pressure on owners, by the way?
Yeah, I do. I think there's a lot of pressure on owners. But I think there's more pressure on coaches and GMs.
I don't know. That would way more. The owner can't fire himself.
But think of the ownership group in Buffalo and how much pressure's on those guys, right? With the Sabres.
Yeah.
And how bad that...
And they own the Bills, too.
Well, exactly. The target is squarely on them right now.
From the 780 on YouTube, he's a viewer named 780, and his avatar is an elk. He says, a Google search shows the Calgary Hitmen worth $68.95 million in 2016. I wonder what the Stamps would sell for. That's a mirage, bruh.
Yeah.
I remember when that study came out and we're like, what? No.
Actually?
No, the Hitmen aren't worth that.
No, but the study actually...
Oh, yeah, that it factored in all kinds of things, being part of the Calgary Sports Entertainment Group, which I guess the Stamps are too. But the Stamps will sell for sub $10 million. Sub $10 million. Shoot. When they went in 2006, it was like $6 million. It hasn't gone up. It hasn't.
No. Just a comparison, like the Blades, The Wheat Kings, it's in that $9 to $10 million range.
Exactly.
Right?
Junior hockey teams are worth more than CFL teams. Get used to it. It's very, very hard for people to wrap their heads around, but it's true.
How about that?
Breaking news from Chris Bird in Southern Ontario. He says, Nick Arbuckle will make his first start for the Toronto Argonauts this Saturday. Fatty Arbuckle getting the nod. I love it. We're fans. Well, I'm fans of Macbeth, too. But should be a good game. Canada's game of the week.
Mm-hmm.
Bombers at Argos on Saturday. You know that photo of me and Ricky Ray and James Franklin in my restaurant? That was taken by McLeod Bethel Thompson. Like, literally no problem.
How about that?
Would you take a photo of us? That's what I did. And he did. I did that to you.
Yeah.
You're in a select group, my friend.
I know. Me and Macbeth.
Okay, let's get into the Ultra update. And before we do, just before you get that ready, Original 16 Ultra update. It's for our friends that are Original 16. The Ultra is an Original 16 to fit your active lifestyle. Superior taste with only 80 calories and 2.5% alcohol. Taste without compromise. Purchase at a store near you today. Are you ready, Clark? Let's go. Tuesday was not a red letter day in sports. In Calgary, the CFL Stampeders announced star quarterback Bo Levi Mitchell has suffered a broken leg and is gone to the 6-game injured list. While the CFL's other West Division teams and their fans may be rejoicing with this news, it's not great for the CFL to lose one of its top players for an expended time. Get well, Bo. And the same goes for Blue Jays star slugger and outfielder George Springer, who's gone to the 10-game injured list with a knee sprain. The Jays entered Tuesday's game at Washington 4 games out of a wild card spot, and for whatever reason, their fortunes are fading fast in the American League. They were trounced 12-6 by the Nationals, formerly the Expos, and have now lost 4 of their last 5. Things happen fast in the American League East. The Yankees swept the doubleheader with the Red Sox and looked sharp in the process. They own the last wild card spot. I'm far from a baseball expert. I grew up playing the game on Southern Saskatchewan Diamonds and cheering on Toronto just like you. I fell in love with the Jays while operating their radio broadcasts on CFSL Weyburn. The pundits down east, who know much more than me, have written off the Toronto Blue Jays in 2021 with a little over a month to go. I may not make a living analyzing the Jays, but I know it's a complicated game, but also not so complicated. You need good pitching and to be strong at the plate and to be a contender. The Blue Jays have those things, but not always on the same day. You may not need to be a baseball expert to see the Jays are in trouble. Maybe you just need to be good at math. I wasn't good at that either, so maybe that's why I still believe Toronto has a chance. Pa-dum-bum. I didn't nail it right at the end.
Oh, good one, Rod.
Thank you, Rick Regan. Am I an idiot for believing in the Toronto Blue Jays?
No.
Because the pundits are saying they're done.
Well,
they're done.
I will say, not getting 100 wins now, I don't think. But I still think they can be a wild card team. I really do. But you got to keep stringing them together. So you determine which way you're going game by game if you're going to go on, you let the slide continue or not.
Mm-hmm.
But look at what the Yankees did. You have to keep pace. So the time is now for the Jays.
Monty in Saskatoon wants to know, who's Bob? He's my uncle.
I almost spit my coffee out when I read that. You were in the middle of your update. It would have derailed the whole thing, but...
Where is this stuff coming from?
I know.
Did we lose the guy in Texas that's watching illegal aliens entering the United States? We must have. We stopped talking CFL for a while, and he's gone. I hope he comes back.
Yeah.
I'm sure he will. Jeremy Shackleton says, does Bedard make the World Juniors? Does Dolly Parton sleep on her back? Come on. We making a bet on that right now?
Well,
do you think he will, though?
I agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you. I think he will.
Let's check the poll results, by the way. We haven't talked about this enough. For Capital Automall Universal Collision Center, who's the best team in the NHL's Central Division? This is so easy. 73% say the Colorado Avalanche. 22% say the Winnipeg Jets. 4% say the Chicago Blackhawks, and 1% say the Dallas Stars. And I said to you, whose idea was this? Was it yours?
Yeah.
I'm like, how do we pick? There's only 4 options.
I said pick your top 4. And coincidentally, you got 1 and 2 right. The viewers agree with you. Colorado, Winnipeg, 1-2. Right?
That's not breaking news.
No, I think Chicago isn't getting enough credit. I think they'll be good. I do. I think Chicago will be a lot better this year than last year. I think that'll be a real fun little race at the top. But Colorado is clearly the class of the division for me, and Winnipeg second.
We nailed it.
Yeah.
Well, I've thought about this so much since we interviewed Connor Bedard on Monday. Like, how's your summer going, Connor? Good, Rod. How's yours going? I miss the Pats. I miss you, Connor. I miss them. I miss the Pats.
Yeah.
But camp's opening up shortly. We're going to get to all of your comments when we come back, okay? In overtime, you're watching the RP Show on the Game Plus TV network, YouTube and Facebook live streaming, and 24-hour sports talk at rodpedersen.com.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now.
At Capital Ford Lincoln, we don't just sell vehicles, we buy them too. You know how we always have such a big inventory with an amazing selection? That's because we buy all makes, all models, and all years. We're going to give you the best price every time. And you don't even have to buy from us. All you have to do is visit us online or in-store, answer a few questions about your vehicle, and we'll get you a great offer. We'll even cut you a check on the same day. So save yourself the hassles of selling privately and sell it to us. Because at Capital Ford Lincoln, we'll buy it.
Some of the challenges we face with the CT technology that we have today is some of the deficiencies in around integration with some of our other systems. The addition of 2 new 4D simulators within the programming of the Saskatchewan Cancer Agency is going to have significant impact on the care we provide to the people of Saskatchewan.
At Prairie Mobile, you can get the phone you want when you want. All smartphones are $0 every day. With convenient locations across Saskatchewan, Prairie Mobile, your SaskTel authorized dealer, has you covered. Visit us online at prairiemobile.com.
We started Suds Car Wash in 2003.
There's a bit of us in every part of the business. I've been working here since I was about 10 years old. Hard to believe it's been 12 years since. Working with my family has been great. My mom and dad have taught us the importance of hard work. I've been here since I was 10 years old, and my dad has taught me a lot about quality work.
From all of us at Suds Car Wash, we make your car shine.
Universal Collision Center is Saskatchewan's premier auto body shop. Our extensive process ensures that every vehicle that comes through our state-of-the-art facilities is returned pre-accident condition, and that every UCC customer experience is an easy one. We're certified to repair all makes, all models, and all luxury brands, and Universal Auto Spa offers full-service detailing packages to suit you and your vehicle. Plus, we're the official body shop of your Saskatchewan Rough Riders. Universal Collision Center, 3910 Rochdale Boulevard and 2355 First Avenue in Regina.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services, and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right.
Hey Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpedersenshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpedersenshop.com.
You got something to say? You want to add to the show? What are you waiting for? Don't just sit there. Say something. Now, back to the studio with Rod.
Welcome back. It's overtime. We do it every day, and it's brought to you by the Four Seasons Sports Palace, your home for the UFC and the Seattle Kraken Fan Club. And Hour 2 is brought to you by Core Grain, doing the right thing for your farm. I'm just so excited that I saw their facility on the east side of the highway, north of town. Man, does that sound like a Saskatchewan sentence right there?
I know.
But I saw it. It's a big operation, Core Grain. I'm so happy to have them aboard. What are you snapping your fingers at?
Eastbound and down. I'm sitting
Eastbound and down, loaded up and trucking.
It's exactly what's going in my head.
Jeff Kozak writes in and says, finally able to watch your show again at work. Missed all the fun. There's definitely a live vibe here. But the weirdest and wildest thing is 90% of our viewers don't watch live streaming. They watch later in the day. I guess it works better for them, right?
Mm-hmm.
C. Walker. Clay Walker? C. Walker watching on YouTube. You think it's Clay Walker?
Doing what I love and loving what I do.
If I can make a living out of loving you. C. Walker says, tough to make that team as a 16-year-old. Only 5 have before. He's talking about Connor Bedard, the Wonder Boy, making the World Juniors. He could have played last year at 15. That's a fact. That is a fact of life.
Was it Russia when he missed on the shootout or the breakaway?
It was the gold medal game, whatever it was.
Yeah. I like how he sits there, and now he kind of said this on the interview. I'm going to paraphrase and put words in Connor's mouth. But he's just like, these guys aren't that good. I'll do the same move that works in junior hockey, right? Low glove. And does all the time. Doesn't work. So he's like, I guess I got to do something.
I guess I got a backhand from the top of the circles.
To the top corner. I'll just do this. I guess I got to up my game. I was saving that. Boom.
Stop the presses. This is something that we got to, if you like me, I'm going to ask you to do a favor. I don't ask for much, Darren. You say that all the time, right, Rod? You don't ask for much.
That's right.
Jennifer at the Four Seasons. Have you met her yet, by the way? I had you in the same room. Yeah. You met her. Yeah, she sat beside us. I'm sorry.
For the expansion draft.
The expansion draft party that we had.
Yeah.
She says, it's because of the Roddy show that I'm allowed to have my phone on full blast at work. Wish we had Game Plus, though. Yeah, so then if you had Game Plus, you could put it on your TV and you wouldn't have to have it on your streaming device.
Yeah.
Call your cable provider if you don't have it on television. Please call your cable provider and inundate them with requests to carry the Game Plus channel. Please do that. That would be Access. That would be Shaw. That would be Cox Cable throughout the American Southwest. Am I going too far, Darren?
No, you're doing great.
Call your cable provider and ask for the Game Plus network and the Rod Pedersen Show.
Yeah.
I don't say that enough. I should say it more. But I'm saying it today. You got nothing else to do. What are you're sitting and watching this show in the middle of the day. Clearly you have nothing else to do. Call your cable provider and ask for the Game Plus network. That would be a big favor to us. And I don't ask you for much. Mandy in Edmonton says, great show today. Cocktail rings are garbage, and the shrimp are babies. That's what she learned from today's show. Cocktail rings are junk. We're going to do this another day. Jeff, the Stamps fan, says the Flames' motto for the next few years should be, suck hard for Bedard.
That's pretty good.
That poor kid. Because if you were watching earlier, we said the pressure on him is so immense. And I don't know what to do most days. I'm pumping him up, and then I'm told, just tone it down on the Bedard stuff. Okay, so I tone it down.
Yeah.
And then the NHL scout's like, I think he can do it again. Okay, what do you want? Do you want to come do this? I knew, having had talked to him since he was 14, that he could handle it. I wouldn't have done it if I didn't think he could handle it.
That's right.
And he's handled it. Can you just let me be me and you do you? Chris in Southern Ontario says, reading some Argos updates from Matthew Shinetti, Charleston Hughes and Enoch Muamba likely to suit up on Saturday. No, why wouldn't they? Haven't they played every game? Jenna Reagan's watching in Southern California, and she says, this next season will be my second cheering for the Buffalo Sabres. Hopefully more wins. Here's what I would advise you to do, Jenna. Pick another team. You're only 2 years in. 1 year. Bail.
Oh, yeah. It's not too early.
Come on over to the Vegas Golden Knights. Shoot, you can drive to the games from Southern California.
Yeah.
I'll take you. Don't cheer for Buffalo. Don't. You're going to set yourself up for a lifetime of heartache. You're welcome. From the 780 watcher on YouTube, thanks for the response about the worth of WHL and CFL teams. I had no idea. Time to check out some Oil Kings games. It's my favorite brand of hockey. Junior hockey. But that's just me. I'm a bit of a nerd that way. Oh, Prairie Mobile text line. We got a couple here. DG in Saskatoon writes, Darren, dog. Morning, guys. The story of the day is that Alabama defensive back Kool-Aid McKinstry, yes, that's his name, has signed a name, image, likeness deal with the Kool-Aid brand. Love it. Capitalize on that money all you can, college athletes. From DG in Saskatoon. I can't believe you were with me. We were in an argument over the image, likeness money in the NCAA. Who were we talking to?
Nelson?
Was it?
Was he here?
No. I think it was in Winnipeg. They didn't agree with college athletes making money. I'm like, we just fought 100 years to get money, and now what? No, it was football. It was some ballers.
All right.
We'll have to think about it.
Nick. Might have been Lewis.
Nick Lewis? Yeah, he was against it. 1 minute. Rick from North Battleford writes, dog. It was great to see offense and defense doing great at Rider game this week. When the crowd gets going, it's hard for the visiting team to move the ball. Yeah, we'll talk about that a little more as we work our way towards the weekend of Week 3 in the Canadian Football League. Mm-hmm. Jenna, by the way, says, where did it go? She goes, I picked them because I want to be part of their first one. Stanley Cup. Jenna, you're going to be old and gray by the time that happens, if it happens at all. Oh, well. You do you.
Yeah.
Who wins a cup first, the Leafs or the Sabres? Or the world ending?
Surely we got to beat Buffalo.
Don't call me Shirley. Tomorrow, AJ Jakovic, the voice of the Ottawa Redblacks, Andy McNamara from the Browns podcast. See you at noon Eastern here on Game Plus. Let's make some noise.